This is Rick from FreedFromWork, and today I really want to ask you, what is your passion? What are you passionate about? And you may be working on your life and your passion just like I am with this new studio and the soundproofing right here. And it's going to be under construction for a while, but I don't hesitate to come on here and show a video of me in this room under construction because that's where I am. I'm pursuing things in my life, and the first thing that I think I've ever done is find out what I'm passionate about. From when I was really young, I wanted to be a pilot or an architect. And I remember one time, I was probably 5 or 6 years old in Portland, Oregon, and this massive motorhome or mobile home was going through town. These guys were up on top of the mobile home with these big, long rods, and they were lifting up, hopefully not power lines, but telephone lines and cable lines, and they were lifting them up on top of this mobile home so that it could drive through the intersections. And I was telling my mom and dad right then, I said, I want to do that when I grow up. Well, I'm glad that wasn't one of my passions that stuck with me, but this is truly something I think you ought to consider if you haven't already. Because as I'm walking you through this and you're following me on my journey of creating financial freedom and financial independence, I want you to think about what you're passionate about, because along the way, you might just be learning something from me. You may give me feedback at some point in comments, and I may be learning from you. But if you're joining me on this journey and you might start doing something and thinking of finding your own passion and how you can become financially independent, then I want you to really think about, what are you passionate about? The reason I ask this question is because so many people that I've talked to, family and friends, some of them know what their passion is, or they think they do, and others have no idea. And I've had some family members recently just tell me, I am not passionate. I have no idea. And so the first thing that I would tell somebody or ask is, go back to your childhood. Go back to the early days when you were dreaming and you had things that you wanted to do and loved, and it could be, creating mud pies or something, or drawing. It's the artwork. It's maybe you were building something and building tree forts, and you wanted to be a construction worker, or building your own homes, a contractor. But I would say, go back and look at what you were passionate about, or what you have been recently passionate about. Again, the reason I'm really driving this home is, as I've started off on this journey to create financial independence, and having made some mistakes by creating some websites that I truly wasn't passionate about, and then I got this writer's block and I got stuck because I didn't really love what I was creating. So if you think about this journey with me, then think about what you would do, what you would want to do, that you would do even if you weren't making money. And it's easier to stick with something that you're building when you have a passion. I remember when I was in my first year of college and I was driving limousines in the summer, and the owner of the company would always say, attention to detail. And other people would say, the devil's in the details. But here's the deal. If you're not passionate about something, then those details don't mean anything to you, and you tend to look past them or not take care of them. If you love what you do, then those details mean something to you, and you're going to want to take care of those details. I have an example, and this was when I was my first job as an engineer, and there we had architects in the company too. And one of the architects who had been around a while said, he said the same thing. He said, you have to love what you do. You have to be passionate about it. If you're passionate about what you do, you'll more likely be successful in the future because you love it, and it will come through in your work. And an example he gave was, when you're creating a detail for how high the doorknob is and how far away it is from the door jamb and above the floor, or how this railing is constructed in an office building, And a lot of people don't like those details and they don't care about it. But if you are passionate about your job and you love it, then really it's not a job anymore, is it? It's more of a career. It's something that you would even do if you weren't being paid. Now, we all want to get paid, but again, I hope you see what I'm saying. When you are passionate about something and you love what you do, you can carry that on for a long time and indefinitely. So find out what you're passionate about. So now I want to bring it back to me because this is a journey that I'm on, and I want to take you with me if you will be willing to stick with me through these videos and learn with me. And so this passion has actually changed over time. When I was younger, my passion was, as I said, architecture and flying. Flying is still actually a big passion of mine, and architecture still, I love architecture, but I don't do it. But what's changed is, as I've gotten older and I've been out hiking and camping, and I don't really so much care about the fishing and hunting, but I go out with friends who do that, and I like to go out and take videos and fly my drone and capture those moments. And I love just being out and traveling and seeing incredible countryside. That's one of my passions. So creating websites, as I've done here, I've got Mike and Rick Outdoors and Hiking Emergency Beacon, this one here, Freed from Work, and I have some others, but those are the three that I'm focusing on. I actually have hiking trails in Colorado, but that's kind of on the back burner. But you can see all of them except for Freed from Work are all outdoor related, and I just love the outdoors. But even Freed from Work in a way is outdoor related, because what I want to build with this and with my other websites and YouTube channels is freedom to work anywhere in the world. And let me give you an example. This is one thing I'm just super passionate about and I want to do. I want to be in a tent somewhere, a 4-season tent that's heated for cold weather, or an RV, and have a satellite system a portable satellite system that I can set up. And then when I'm out in the mountains, if I want to work there and I want to take videos and I want to edit them there, so instead of having to come back to my house to do my work, I would love to be able to sit there and see that beauty and work there. Because this isn't work to me. I love doing this. This is a task that I have. It's something that I love doing, but I would love to do it in the mountains at a beautiful river, a lake, a valley. You know, sitting there in October in Colorado when the aspens are turning yellow, I would love to sit there and do my work there than here in the studio or my study. So again, let me come back to this question of what are you passionate about? And I know there's going to be a lot of questions out there, and please leave a comment below. Engage me on comments, your thoughts or questions or things you're having issues with. Because some people don't have the same opportunities as others. And some people may be stuck in situations or feel stuck. You may be in a part of the world where there truly is an issue and problems going on, and it's hard to dream. It's hard to have a vision and plan for the future in some situations. But what's crazy is, even in a place like the United States, where everybody thinks that we have all this opportunity, and I would say, we do, but there are millions of people in the United States that are stuck or feel stuck. And so how do you get out of that? How do you move from being in a situation that I've been in before? I've been poor. When I was younger, I've had to dig out steps in the dirt down to the creek to get 5-gallon jugs of water, buckets of water, to come up to the house to flush the toilet, to take sponge baths, having no electricity. I've been there. I'm an engineer now and I make really good money, but I've been poor. And I've been in situations where seems to be a dead end, but because I always had a dream and a passion about something, and I knew where I was going, didn't know all the details about it, but I knew I was going to make something of myself, I kept moving forward. And so if you're stuck in a situation, and I'll give you an example. A family or friend of mine, won't say who, they have children right now, and they're at that age and they both don't make a lot of money. Now, my wife and I were in the same situation when we were younger and having children. Thankfully, as an engineer, I was making a bit more money. But a lot of people are in that situation where they're just trying to make ends meet, and you come home and you're tired, and you don't want to think about building a business or writing an article or making a video or editing that video and posting it and doing all the Instagram, Facebook, and all those that you tend to need to do, which I actually don't like doing it that much. But there's all these different things you should do and need to do to be successful at building websites and having YouTube channels. And I don't want to get into all those details, because as you get into this and you follow me through it, I love doing what I'm working on so much that is actually somewhat enjoyable for me. It's not a pain, it's part of the process. So if you're stuck or feeling stuck, and maybe you are stuck, start at least dreaming about what you want, because you're not going to be stuck forever. Find a way and plan a way out of the situation you're in, and start taking these little steps to create some financial freedom and financial independence. And it may take 20, 30, 40 years. You know what? You may never get there. I may never get there. I'm right now working on this studio to make videos. Sometimes I'm outside hiking and doing stuff out in Colorado here. And then sometimes right now when it's cold and it might be windy or snowing, I need to be inside creating videos. So I'm right here creating this, but I don't know how successful I'm going to be. But I'm not going to stop, because I have this passion, I have this vision, I know where I'm going, and that's what I want you to think about, and I want you to get a hold of, because there's so many people around me that I talk to all the time, and they just they can't grasp it. They may have something they are passionate about or think about, but it just doesn't seem real, or they don't know how to take the steps to get there. And there's real issues in people's lives that can really inhibit you. But I would say surround yourself with people who are positive, who are moving forward themselves. Step away from friends or family that are holding you back and are being negative and telling you you can't do it or shouldn't do it. Find that passion. Find what you love doing, and start taking steps right now to make something happen. And it might be small, it may be massive. At least start taking those steps now, because life will be a lot better and you'll be able to get through a lot more things when you have this big vision and this passion and what you're building. So again, I am going to get to some videos about what I'm currently doing, creating things to build this financial freedom and financial independence. But right now, I want you to think about what you're passionate about and what you're building. And I would like you to follow me on this journey as I build it myself. And maybe you'll join me. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.